Mondays. And here we are. This is the Monday class. And we're about to start grammar. And you guys are watching me. And there's Jason. Good morning, Jason. All right, let's go to page 37. 37 is where we're at in grammar. There were some questions about the homework this week. Oops, let me get this kind of in the middle, get rid of that. But we will talk about that when we get to the writing part of the class. 37. Phew. You ever had those days where you're running a little late? That's today. Hopefully the only day this year. Ashlyn is tuning in on the Zoom call, so I'm going to let her in real quick.
What's that?
So what I do when I record is set up a Zoom. Hi, Ashlyn. Can you guys see her right there? Everybody's here. Hello. How are you? I know you're not feeling good, so you don't even have to answer that. And you're welcome to just stay muted the whole time if you just want to listen in. But if you want to talk or you have a question, you just let me know, okay? Awesome. We're on page 37, and I am running late today. So here we go. We're talking about adjectives, and we already know that those describe nouns or pronouns. So an adjective tells these things. It says which one, what kind, how many, or whose. And by the way, those are over here in the margin as well. And those are good to memorize. It says memorize it. Which one, what kind, how many, or whose. That's what adjectives do for nouns, okay? An article adjective, which is the same thing as an article, a, an, and the. You guys already know about those. It's a special type of adjective that signals that a noun is coming. So anytime you say a or an or the, that tells you a clue that a noun is coming, okay? You can test a word if an adjective is put if a word is an adjective by putting the word between an article and a noun. So here you have the little test, the blank pen. And you can try a word there to see if it works. If you're coming across a word that's like blue, that one does definitely works, the blue pen. If you see a word like skip and you try that, the skip pen, no, the swim pen, no, those don't really work, right? Because it's not adjectives, those are more like verbs. The green, the large, the weird, those types of words, small. Okay, so look at the example right here. The happy soldiers talked. What kind of soldiers are we talking about here?
Happy.
Happy. So that's going to be your adjectives describing the soldiers. Okay. The dwarf gave his gift to the soldier. Well, we have dwarf, but we don't have a word before that that tells about the dwarf. But we also have gift. Whose gift was it? Yes, but what's the word right before it? Right here. Are you on the right page?
His.
His. His is a pronoun, but it's also in this sentence is functioning as an adjective, telling whose gift it was. Okay. So a lot of times the adjective comes right before the noun, just so you know to look for that. So the way you're going to do this is look for the nouns first, and then you're going to look for any words that describe the noun using these questions. Which one, what kind, how many, or whose. And here's your big example down here toward the bottom. The three soldiers used the dwarf's first gift to wish for a fine castle. Their gifts pleased them. So we have how many soldiers? Three. Which gift was it? It was the dwarf's first gift. What kind of castle was it? It was a fine castle. And whose gifts was it? Their gifts. So you see how the adjective a lot of times comes right before. Later on your checklist, it's coming soon, you will have a quality adjective on there. And we'll talk about those as we go, but they're going to be adjectives that give you a visual of something. So it describes something and so that the reader knows exactly what you're talking about. That's coming on your checklist, but it's not there yet. All right, coming to a checklist near you. That's the way to say it. All right, page 39. Bless you. Page 39, we're going to do the practice here. Does anybody feel like reading this morning? Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Go for it.
Let's go. Rare roses and lawns with soft grass grow around the castle.
Nice, good. The word is rare. Does anybody know what rare means?
Yeah,
What is
something
uncommon? Is that what you were going to say too? Yeah, that's right. Check vocabulary. There's only one article. Are you on page 39? Are you looking for it? Oh, whoopsie. One article that should be easy to find. Oh, there it is. Remember, those articles tell that a noun is coming. This is a big clue. So how about Quinn? Do you see the nouns in this sentence?
Roses,
Roses is a noun.
garden,
Gardens, yep.
and I think castle.
Castle, you have a couple more actually. There's two more. Grass
And
and lawns. There you go. A lot of nouns today. Two adjectives. Eli, what do you think?
um,
Which words that describe one of those nouns? It's going to be near it.
rare,
Rare, yes, that's an adjective. So we're going to put ADJ to label those.
soft.
There you go. Good. Rare and soft. Those are the adjectives that describe those nouns that's right after it. Easy peasy. Capital. Boom. Period. Boom. Done. That was some kind of record. Nicely done. All right. For the sake of time, we're just going to blast through and go ahead and get out your binders next. And so we're missing Lainey. We have Elizabeth. We have Logan. We have Jason, Quinn, Eli, Sienna. No, oh, Ashlyn is here virtually. And Evangelina. Okay, cool. You guys are writing a sentence. You can do that at home. Go ahead and get out your binders, guys, and get out your camel stuff from last week. Should be in your front pocket. Remember, every week we keep the stuff we're working on in the front pocket, so we know where it's at. Easy to find. Camels. All right. So some people, okay, was that hard to do this week as homework? Yeah, you guys had a hard time. Tell me what was hard about it.
We have more homework to do.
Oh, because it was more? It was a lot of work. Any other problems, Sienna?
It's so bad.
Oh, did your mom help you with that?
She just let us.
Okay, I'll make sure to make that clear on the Google homework instructions. Oh yes, Ashlyn.
It was hard because you had to put like a wait, I forgot his spell. One second.
I think I know what
A
you.
why adverb and a who which clause in it.
Yeah,
It's hard.
yeah. Okay, let's talk about the who which clause because I know that. Say that one more
I
time.
don't know how to do it.
Okay, I think that was it. Is that where you guys got a little stuck? Is it who which? Yeah. So if you didn't do it, don't worry because I did say that. I did say that. So let's talk about the who which clause though. If you get out your binders in your front pocket should be this page right here. This is actually page 43. So find 43 in your front pocket. We ran out of time last week to talk about this. So it should be in your front pocket, page 43. It looks like this.
Oh, which one? Oh.
43. Yes, that one. It looks like you already did that one. Uh-oh.
I
Okay.
did it.
You're going to have to watch and help with that. It should be in your front pocket, unless you guys already put that away. 43. Yeah, let's see. Where's your stuff for camels? Is it in here? Maybe? It should be in here then, because we already got it out last week. Got it. There's the camels. There it is. That's it. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. We did run out. I'm glad you said something, Ashlyn, because we did run out of time last week. So we do need to go over this page. Remember, we have no, we haven't started it in grammar. So a who which clause is a clause, it's a group of words that's going to tell more information about a noun. And we use the word who when we're talking about a person or an animal pretending to be a person. Okay, because sometimes we have stories like that too. But we use the word which, not the cackling witch for Halloween. That's not what we're talking about. The WHICH one. That one we use to talk about places or things. So it's basically going to give us more information about those things. So look at this practice here. It says combine these statements using the word who or which. So we're going to look at these two sentences on number one. Annabelle made a cake. It pleased her siblings.
You do which instead of it.
So how would you put which in there? How would you say, what would it sound like the whole thing with which?
Annabelle made a cake which pleased her siblings.
There you go. Is that what you had back there, Sienna? Yes.
Put a comma.
Yes. Actually, yes, you do need a comma on that. So, and I don't know if you heard Logan, but he said, and go ahead and write this down. Annabelle made a cake, comma, which pleased her siblings. Now, I'm glad you chose which instead of who, because do you have this page or no? Do you have your binder that you keep your finished stuff in with you? Or is it at home? Okay, you left it at home. So, and you can watch this recording later if you need to, but which is right after the word cake because it's telling a little bit more about what we just said. And it's a thing. Yeah, it's describing it a little bit more. And we're talking about a cake, which is a thing. It's not a person, right? So that's why we use which on that one. Okay, somebody different. Look at number two. Joe ate too much pizza. He got sick. This one's a little trickier. What do you think?
Joe ate too much pizza. He got sick.
Close, except for you put who after pizza, and pizza is not a person. You might have to like, how could you use who but rearrange that? Like put it right after Joe, maybe. Try that. Let's see if she could do it. Like Joe, and then say who. How could you make that work? There you go. You guys hear that? So Joe, who, and we'll put a comma in there, ate too much pizza, comma, got sick. So we do need commas around the who clause. But we want to move who next to Joe because it's because he ate too much is why he got sick. It's not the pizza itself, right? Although you probably could say Joe ate too much pizza, which made him sick. That might work. Yeah, that might work. Did you have an idea too?
No.
Does that make sense, Ashlyn? Okay, good. So the other thing I want you guys to do is just underline which and underline who, because those are on your dress up list now. So when you guys include these who, which clauses, you're only going to underline who or which.
So you're
Okay?
kind of picking two sentences to
That's a great question. So the question is, so you're picking two sentences to put a who, which clause in. You can do it that way, or you can pick one sentence and put who or which and add more information to it. Okay, so it's either way, but that's what we're doing on this page. We're taking two sentences and combining it into one using who or which somewhere in the sentence. Did you have a question, Sienna?
Well, I did that because I didn't know how to there too.
It gets a little harder. Yeah, so we'll get to that. So let's look at number three. So somebody different. My mother is a piano teacher. She cares greatly for her students. How can we use who or which? Didn't you already do one? You already did one? Somebody new. Do you have an idea?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your idea?
My mother is a piano teacher who cares greatly for her students.
Yes, I like that one. Is there another one, Elizabeth, that you thought of? Or is that the same one? Because there's a couple of different ones here if you wanted to try something different. That's a good one. What was your idea?
So my mother too is a teacher.
You could put who right after my mother. What do you think, Sienna?
My mother is a piano teacher.
Good, you're close, except for remember, which is for places or things. So since you're talking about a person who's a mother, you would use who. So there's two different ways you can do this one. Do you have an idea, Ashlyn?
My mother, which is a piano teacher, she cares greatly for her students.
You're super close, but you used which after mother. And that's the thing we have to remember is if it's a person, it needs to be who. Does that make sense? So try it again with who.
My mother, who is a piano teacher, she cares greatly for her students.
Yes, and that is good. And we actually don't even need she anymore because we're going to take away the subject of that part of the sentence. So it really could be my mother, and then we'll do who. I like that idea. Who cares? Oh, wait, no, sorry. Who is a piano teacher cares greatly for her students. It's a big sentence. My mother, who is a piano teacher, cares greatly for her students. That's great. That's great. No pun intended there. But you could say, my mother is a piano teacher who who cares greatly for her teachers. You could move the who clause later in the sentence too. So there's not just one way to do this. However, the biggest thing to remember is that you need to use who for a person and which for a thing or a place. All right, next one. Somebody different. Picasso was a painter. His paintings now sell for millions of dollars. What do you think, Elizabeth? Are you working on it back there? She's thinking about it. You're going to have to change this one a little bit, the second half of it. See if you can figure it out. While she's thinking, does anybody else have an idea? Oh, let's hear her, because I know you already gave your example. Picasso is his name.
Is a painter.
This is a harder one because you're going to have to rearrange some of the words here.
Could you do Picasso was a painter whose paintings now sell for millions?
Yes, you could. That would work because painter is a person. He's a painter, right? Not a painting, because that would be a thing, right? So Picasso, who was a painter, now sells his wait. His Picasso who what wait.
Picasso was a painter
I think you said whose.
whose painting, yeah.
Yes, and you know what? That's okay to use whose. Whose and who are pretty much the same thing. So Picasso was a painter, and he said whose. That's okay to use whose for who. Whose paintings now sell. You couldn't find your paper either, Eli?
So I thought that was for our school, so I already put.
Oh, okay. Do you have it with you so we can look at it and see how you did with it? Okay. So we can underline whose. That will work for who. Does that make sense? So you can use who or whose when you write these. How about Jason? Can you see okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the next one? This is tricky. I'm giving you a hard one. I work hard to earn money. I am saving for a jet ski.
I work hard to earn the money which I am saving to buy a jet ski.
Yes, I work hard to earn money, which I am saving for a jet ski. Yeah, that would actually work. That was easier than I thought it was.
What were you?
Maybe I think that is the easiest. I thought it was harder than that. I don't know what I was thinking. Do you have an idea, Sienna? What's your idea?
That's what.
Pretty much, but she added now. And I don't think he had now. But money is a thing, so it does require which, so you guys are right. Let's put that. I work hard to earn money, comma, which I am saving for a jet ski. Is that what you were thinking too, Ashlyn? Yeah, okay, good. So you guys see the pattern. Who for when you're talking about a person or an animal being like a person. If it's an animal just being a regular animal, you're going to use which. If it's a place or a thing, we use which. And then down here, you're going to indicate if the following are complete with a C or incomplete with an I. So sometimes sentences don't work if it doesn't have the rest of the sentence after it. So like number one, I have a special pen, which I use for writing poetry. Does that sound good? Is that a good sentence? I think so. C for that. That means complete. Two, my father who loves hiking and hunting. I think incomplete too. Why do you think that?
Is the ending is justice. So father who loves hiking and hunting.
Yes.
It just stops.
It just stops. And the thing is that I want you guys to remember too, when you use who and which, it adds detail, but it steals the verb from the sentence. So you have to have another verb after it or somewhere in the
It
sentence.
would have been better if my father loves hunting or hiking.
Yeah, but how could you make that complete with my father who loves hiking and hunting? What could you use to make it complete? Say that last part again. Goes with me sometimes? Is that what you said? Yeah. Well, she said, my father who loves hiking and hunting goes or invites me to go with him sometimes. There you go. Invites me to go with him sometimes. So invites would be another verb. Anybody else have an idea of what you could add to that sentence at the end? My father who loves hiking and hunting. Okay, so we don't need another who which clause. We already have who, so it just needs to be something with another verb. Like what Sienna said, my father who loves hiking and hunting invites me to go with him sometimes. Or my father who loves hiking and hunting goes to Tehachapi to hunt. Or my father who loves hiking and hunting takes his family with him. Say that again. That's a good one too. Evangelina, right? Okay. She said, my father who loves hiking and hunting is too old to go hunting anymore. I mean, it's a good sentence. How about the last one? I met a man who said he could eat a horse. I think it's complete, even though it's a weird sentence. It's actually a saying, like a idiom is actually what it is, where it doesn't literally mean eating a horse. You're not going to eat a horse, but it means he's that hungry. Yeah. So it's a saying, but yes, it is complete because it does have another verb. So I met a man who said he could eat a horse. So there's plenty of verbs in there. All right, you guys, that gives you a little idea. Now let's look at your camel paper if you have it with you, because I think some of you did not add a who which clause yet to that because you weren't sure about it, and that's okay.
I forgot.
That's all right. So now look at did you bring your camel paper with you?
No, I forgot it.
Okay. Well, I recorded this, so if you guys don't have your paper with you, you can watch this later. But looking at your camel paper, do you see a spot where you could give a little bit more information about the camel or where you can combine a couple of sentences together? Now, in this story or this paper about camels, we're going to need the word which because we're talking about an animal as being an animal. It's not acting like a person, right? So we'll need to make sure to find sentences that we can add, like combine with the word which. What do you think? Oh, you have it. Read your sentence. I think Jason has one already.
The most common one is the one-hump Arabian camel, which is also called dromedaries.
Yes, nice. And did you underline that word which? Because you can underline it. It's part of your dress up now. Very good. Does anybody else have a spot where you could put which? Oh, good. That's good. Having lots of ly adverbs does help. Look at your paper and think of a spot where you could put which. Maybe a spot where you can combine a couple of sentences where you can make it work. Can I look at yours really quick?
Yeah.
I'm going to check out Eli's, see if I can help him find a spot.
I don't think I already have it.
Oh, did you already get it in here? In both paragraphs too?
Just
Okay, find it and show me where it's at if you have one. Can I see yours? Or did you bring it? Oh, you didn't bring it. That's okay.
sorry.
Is it on the Google Classroom? You didn't do it yet? Okay. Are you talking about like getting on Google Classroom? Oh, okay. Try it again, but please let me know if you need help because I can like over the phone help you or we could do a separate Zoom or something. So, oh,
But it's
okay. Okay. No problem. I am gonna read, actually, how about you read the one with the which clause? This is Eli's. Let's hear Eli's idea.
Which each countries have central fees.
Okay, so you can't start a sentence with which. It's got to be combined with another one. So read the whole thing that you're combining.
Camel milk is highly nutritious, for which each countries have central fees.
Let me look at it real quick. So I like where he's got the which clause because he is talking about the camel milk, how it's highly nutritious. But when you have which right after the word nutritious, it's almost like you need to tell more about that. Like,
And
what makes it like, why would they need to drink something nutritious? What would it help them do? It would help them survive, right? Because drinking nutritious milk, otherwise they might die out there of starvation if they don't have anything to eat or no milk or anything. So you could say camel milk is highly nutritious, which helps them survive on long journeys or something like that. Does that make sense? So you have East countries have central mid feast. I think you were a little confused on that part of the keyword outline. So what I would do is draw a line through that. And above that, you could put help them on long journeys or helps them on long journeys. Anybody else find a spot for a who which clause? Okay, Logan.
they were sadly domesticated for thousands of years, which are found in Middle East Hemisphere.
Let's see. I'm not sure it's gonna fit right there. Can I see your paper and I'll help you brainstorm that one? So it's got to add more information about what you just wrote. I see your hand there, Ashlyn. Hang on just a second. Let's see. So when you put which after years, you need to say something more about the years because you have which are found, which is implying you're talking about camels, right? So you got to think of years, like which is a long time or something like that. You could say they were sadly domesticated for thousands of years, which is a long time. You see how that refers to years? So that's the thing you're not, you can. You're gonna, oh, that's a good point. So Logan's like, I mean, sorry. No, you are Logan. He's saying, am I allowed to add that many words? Yes. When you're trying to find a spot from here on out for a who, which clause, you're gonna need to add more information. Okay, and that's okay to do that. It might not be on your checklist or your keyword outline. Yeah. So, and then yeah, you would say they were sadly domesticated for thousands of years, which is a long time. And then you can start your new sentence, just circle there again and go back to that sentence. They're found in North America, Africa, keep going. Does that make sense? So then you're gonna cross out R and say, which is a long time. And then put a period. And then you're gonna circle there because you need that back. And then put okay by it. Like, I want that word. Does that make sense? Just squeeze it in like really tiny bit. Like, okay, this is okay. So if you cross out a word and then you realize, oh wait, I need that word, it's okay to circle it and put okay next to it. Like, I want this word, keep it in here. And don't worry if you have stuff like, can I show them what your paper looks like? Don't worry if you guys have stuff like this that's crossed out and moved around and all that. Don't worry about that. I want to see that. You don't have to rewrite the whole thing unless you've changed so much that it's like, whoa, I'm not really sure what's happening. Then yes, you would need to write it. But it's okay if you have corrections or edits like this. So his now says they were sadly domesticated for thousands of years, which is a long time. And then he has okay here by there. They're found in North Africa, and then it continues. So the which is referring to the years. That's something important to remember. The who, which clause goes right after whatever you're telling more information about. And I think, Ashlyn, did you have an idea? And then Elizabeth, I'll hear yours too. Hear yours.
The dromedary, which has been domesticated for thousands of years.
Good. That's perfect, except you need more after that because when you say the dromedary, which it has been domesticated for thousands of years, you already have the has and the been domesticated. Those are your verbs. Now you have to have a little bit more about the dromedary after the which clause.
Yeah, I do. It's just I don't know if I was supposed to say that part, but
What's the next part that you have after that?
it is found in northern Africa.
Oh, that's perfect. So you don't need it. Okay, hold on. Just cross out it and then continue with is found in Africa. So read the whole thing again, all the way to Africa. You guys listen to this, it's a good one.
The dromedary, which has been domesticated for thousands of years, is found in northern Africa.
Yes, that's a good one. Do you guys hear that? So good job. Yes. So you're talking about the dromedary. So you would use which, but then you need more information after that. And that worked really well. And I think Elizabeth had one too. What was yours?
Honestly, the first species is the wild bacterium who lives in remote regions of the Gobi Desert.
Okay, say it one more time, a little bit louder if you could.
Lastly, the third species. Lastly, the third species is the wild bacterium who lives in remote regions of the Gobi Desert.
Okay, I love it, except for you used who. And we're talking about an animal being an animal, right? They're just the Bactrian camel. So what word should you use instead of who? Yes. So the only time you use who for an animal would be like if it's a story about an animal being like a person. Like, have we read one? Like, what's one of the stories we've read already that is an animal being a person? Which one? Oh, the ball man and the fly. Kinda. I'm thinking of like, oh yeah, the fox and the stork. Great example, the fox in the store. Those were being like people, right? They're inviting each other for dinner and they're serving soup, and the animals don't do that naturally. So that would be a time to use who for an animal. But other than that, if a camel is being a camel and a giraffe is being a giraffe and a dog is being a dog, then we use which, okay, to describe something else about that animal. Did you have one more, Sienna?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we gonna do two paragraphs this time?
No, we're running out of time, but I wanted to slow down. Good question. I wanted to slow down and make sure you guys totally understood the who, which clause because it is now on your checklist and it's going to be on your checklist till the end of time. So you're going to need to think of a spot to use the who, which clause from now on in your papers. But I think we're good with that practice for now. So go ahead and put away week 5, which was camels, in your finished folder or binder. And I do want you to get out the next week, which is week 6, and it's called King Midas. Okay. King Midas.
Do we just get one piece of line paper?
And one piece of lined paper, yes. Okay, so we had to slow down a little bit, and that's all right. So we're not gonna do as many paragraphs this week. The girl who lives in the house up the road wrote that. Okay. Yeah. King Midas is going to be pages 47, 49, and 51. It's only 3 pages long. It's behind the tab that says source text. Yes, Ashland.
Are we gonna have to do two paragraphs this time too?
I know everybody's asking. No, we're not going to do 2 paragraphs this week because,
Yay.
yeah, we're not going to have enough time. But I'll explain the homework at the end of class, so we'll figure that out. Yes, it's a longer story, but that's okay. Don't let that scare you. Don't let that scare you. Calm down. Keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Hey, you guys are getting good. You're learning this stuff. I know, I know. You can handle it. My goodness. They're complaining because it's no, it's like Mayday, Mayday. You guys are gonna be okay. It's week 6, so it's gonna be 3 pages. This one and the next one and the next one. Yep. And you need a piece of lined paper, so make sure you get that ready. Oh my goodness. Yes. You can use a pencil for this part. It's okay if you like pencil better. For the keyword outline, that's fine. For the keyword outline, you can use pen or pencil. It doesn't matter to me. We're slowing it down a little bit today, so we'll figure out the homework in a minute. We're gonna do something a little different today, but as far as setting up the page though, let's go ahead and put your first and last name like we always do. And today is 10/20/25. It is 10/20/25. And
The 20th?
you need line paper, Quinn, okay? And skip a line. Yep. Have you guys ever heard the story of King Midas before? Okay, good. Oh, I think you'll like this.
Not as good as
King Midas. Okay, today, I need you guys to listen.
paragraph.
We're going to learn something a little different called the story sequence chart. Okay, yes, it's called the story sequence chart. Hold on. Let me look at my notes here. Don't worry. So underneath King Midas, instead of putting KWO, we're going to put story and then sequence. You got this. You got this. No worries, guys. We can do this. We can totally do this.
I can totally.
Yes. No, we can't. We can totally do this. Okay. You guys know story. I'm trying to make this darker so you can see it. I'm having trouble making it darker here.
I was wondering why it looked darker.
I'm trying to make it darker, but I don't know if I can. Try this pen.
Why don't you just turn, wait, did you turn the light off?
If I turn it off, it might be too dark. Let me see. That's too dark on this end. Oh yeah, let's try that. We're gonna try turning the room light off. Is that what you meant? Maybe better. Can you guys see that a little better, maybe? Kind of. Can you see it okay? Okay.
Ron James.
All right.
But I
Story sequence chart. Do you guys know what that word sequence means? When you have a sequence of events, say that again. Glitter. That was random. Not that kind of sequence. That's sequence. Sequence. No, I guess it is sequence. Not that kind of sequence. The sequence of events. So, like, if you're going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, there's an order to doing that, right? You got to get the bread out and you got to spread out the peanut butter on one side and the jelly on the other side. And then you put it together. A sequence is an order of how things go. Even in the morning, you guys have a sequence that you go through to get ready, right? Right? Okay, all right. But okay, listen up, guys. It's really important you guys hear me out. In a story, any good story or any book or even a movie, there's a way that they tell the story. Normally, they start with the characters in the setting because you've got to know who's in the story. Okay, so one of my favorite ones that I love to talk about is Kung Fu Panda. The first one. I know there's like 7 of them, but I'm talking about the very, very first one. If you think way back, okay, I know. Okay, there's 4. It feels like there's 7. So the first movie is Poe. He's in his bedroom and he's playing with the action figures. Remember the very first scene? And the action figures are the characters in the Kung Fu team, right? We've got Tigress, we've got the snake and the praying mantis and the monkey. Okay, and he's making them battle, he's playing with them. Well, you guys didn't even realize what they're doing is introducing the characters of the movie in the first scene. And then if you look out the window of his bedroom, you can see the buildings that are shaped like the Chinese rooftops and like the hats that they wear are pointing, it's China. And so that's the setting. That's where the story takes
they're not
place.
saying anywhere that they live, just by seeing it, you can tell.
And when you're reading a story or a book, it's in words most of the time, but they're going to talk about who's in the story and where are they and a little bit more about it. So, okay. So what I want you to do is skip a line and then bear with me. Okay, so a little different. About right here, a little closer to the red line. You're going to draw a line down your paper about that far. Okay. Does not need to be perfect. Just down about right there. A little bit closer to the red line. Well, it may look perfect, but it's not. So don't worry if yours isn't.
I need a ruler.
Don't worry about how many lines. Just draw that line. Okay. And then on the right side, we're going to set this up. Roman numeral 1. You guys know about that now, right? Roman numerals. That's Roman numeral 1. It looks like a capital I. We did it for camels. Remember, we did 1 and 2. Under Roman numeral 1, I'm going to have you move over a little bit. And we're going to just do 1, 2, and 3. Just leave a little space here for 1, 2, and 3. So we've got Roman numeral 1. Leave a space here. 1, 2, 3. Skip a line. Let's do Roman numeral 2. Don't worry. I'm going to slow down in a second. I'm going to let you guys catch up to me.
Wait, skip a line?
Skip a line. And then Roman numeral 2. And then 1, 2, 3. And don't freak out. We're going to do a Roman numeral 3. Okay. Good. So Logan's like, yay. Okay. That's what I want to hear. So skip a line. You got 1, 2, 3. That's what a Roman numeral 3 looks like. 3 lines down, top and a bottom. So you're learning Roman numerals in writing class. Now, who remembers why we use Roman numerals in writing? What does it signal? Yes, Elizabeth. Yes, a paragraph. So that tells us this is another paragraph. So do a 1, 2, and 3 here, like that. Make sure you do it under the Roman numeral 3 and move over a little. Now, this is eventually going to be a 3-paragraph paper, but don't worry, not this week. Okay, we're going to slow it down a little bit right here. Has anybody ever written a 3-paragraph paper in here?
Yes.
Some say yes. No, Ashlyn says, oh, this is good. You guys are ready for this. Okay. Shh. Everybody's freaking out. Don't freak out. Everybody take a deep breath. We're breathing. We're breathing. Yes, that does count. Good question. All right. Shh. We got to set this up. We got to set this up. Now we're going to make this into a chart, which means we're going to have it's going to have boxes. So you're going to trace the blue line right on top of the Roman numeral 1 like this. See that line that's right on top of Roman numeral 1? And you're going to go all the way to the edge of your paper, actually. Okay, like that. So from the red line to the edge of the paper. And then right on top of Roman numeral 2, same thing. Trace that blue line all the way across. Right on top of Roman numeral 3, trace that line all the way across. And then wherever your line ends, it doesn't matter. See, I've got extra spaces here. I just like it to be nice and neat. So I'm going to go like that. Okay. So wherever it ends is fine with me. I have more space down here. That's all right. I don't mind.
So this is looking weird.
It's looking weird. It's different. I forewarned you, it's different.
Silly.
Now,
Not right.
in the first box on the left, this is where we're going to take notes on what part of the sequence it is. And I already told you the first, so like when you're writing a 3-paragraph story, the first paragraph is going to be introducing the characters and the setting. So what I want you to put right here in this box is characters slash, you're going to have to write kind of small. If you need the line under it, that's okay. I want you to write characters slash setting. These are notes on the side to help us know how we're going to do our keyword outline. Characters slash setting. And in this box, I want you to write the words, who and where, and a question mark. So in the first paragraph of this story, you're going to focus on who's in your story and where are they, okay? Because this is the sequence of a story. This is really important to start out with talking about who's in your story and where they are, just like in Kung Fu Panda. And guess what? If you guys have reading to do this week, like if you're working on a book or a story or something, you're going to notice that's how stories usually start. They introduce the characters and setting. Hold on just a second. In the middle is when we talk about and go ahead and copy this, conflict slash problem. Go ahead and copy this down and we answer the question, what? While you're copying that, a conflict and a problem makes a story really entertaining and really good. And so I'm going to go back to the Kung Fu Panda analogy. Kung Fu Panda, there is a problem. Tai Lung, remember Tai Lung, the bad guy? Tai Lung wants to take over. I think it's like yeah.
I think
Is that the first one?
The first.
Yeah, he's some kind of wildcat. Anyway,
Yeah, it's definitely not like the whole.
But he's wanting to take over the whole place, right? And there's a battle that happens, right? And there's a battle where they're fighting, and even the Kung Fu team is fighting this guy. He's a bad guy, and they're in this battle. So that's the problem. The Tai Lung wants to rule the land. And the other problem in the story was Po is really wanting to be a Kung Fu expert, but he's having trouble learning how to do it in the beginning, right? Because he's chubby and he likes to eat. What can we say? All right. And then the last one here, I just copy this word, climax slash resolution.
What did you say?
Climax. That might be a new word to you, so listen carefully. Shh. Climax means the peak of the story. that means the point of the story where you don't know if the character is going to live or die. And that makes it like you're on the edge of your seat. I'm sure the first time you ever saw Kung Fu Panda, the original,
But
you were like,
know that it's gonna be a good
I
story.
know, but aside from that, but sometimes it's a tragic ending, you know? Sometimes their movies and books have tragic endings where they don't live or they get lost forever or something bad happens, right? Okay, so climax is telling how climax and resolution. Do you know that word resolution? Think of solution. What's the solution to the problem? Fixing something. Resolution is how it's resolved. So I'm going to have you hang in there with me, draw a really pointy mountain down here in this box. And at the top of this pointy mountain, just draw a plain stick figure of a guy. Okay. And then on this side of this pointy mountain, I want you to draw spikes like that. And on this side of the pointy mountain, I want you to draw a nice fluffy cloud. Okay. And then you're going to do 2 arrows down like this. And then I like to add little hash marks. That's what I call these, where he's wobbling. Okay. So here's the visual. This is the climax. This is the part of the story. They're at the peak. If he falls this way, he's going to die. If he falls that way, he's going to land, even though clouds are not dense, but we're going to pretend this cloud is like a soft, fluffy, thick pillow, marshmallow, whatever you want to visualize. And he lives and he's safe. Okay. So the climax is that part of the story where you don't know what's going to happen. Okay. Here's the good news. Here's the good news.
Yeah.
You're actually not going to do any new stories this week. Okay. Because we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. So here's what you are going to do. Hold on. In your camel paper, I want you to make sure you have a who or which clause in both paragraphs. Okay. And then you're also going to do your grammar. So there's not any new writing assignment this week.
So we're just doing grammar.
We're just going to make sure in your camel paper you have, it's going to be a which clause because we're talking about camels. So you need to have a which clause in the first paragraph and you need to have a which clause in the second paragraph. And then you have your grammar homework. And we're going to wait on this until next week. Yes, Ashlyn, did you have a question?
Okay, so we're gonna do King Midas next week.
Yes,
Okay.
do not start writing King Midas yet. Do not start writing King Midas. Yes.
This isn't even here.
Just keep this. Don't lose King Midas. Don't lose this especially because we're going to come back to this next week. Keep King Midas in the front pocket, but don't put it away anywhere else. Keep it in there. Okay, so you have it next week. The other part of your homework, yes, you got 3 pages of grammar as usual. Those you need to do, and then you need to make sure to put a which clause in the first paragraph and the second paragraph of your camel paper, and then we'll go back to King Midas next week. Does that make sense? You guys good? All right. No, we're not doing that yet. You don't even have to read the story yet. We're just gonna save it for next week. Wait, Ashley has a question too. Hang on.
It's 10:04.
I know. Sorry, I'm late. You can go, Ashley, and see you next week. I hope you feel better. Bye. All right, you guys.
Would that be considered a who?
Which one?
This one.